The read we got from the Federal Reserve and why stocks are jumping on this, despite the fact that it's a signal of a slowing economy, not one that's going into reverse, but just not as hot as it was, is that there's no need to keep hiking rates at the pace the Federal Reserve was. And maybe what brought this on was an unexpected development we got yesterday, this unexpected news out of GM that it was going to get rid of 15,000 workers and shut down a variety of once promising models. Now, the president didn't like that, but obviously the Federal Reserve might have taken note of that and what's happening in the manufacturing sector, more specifically in the auto arena. Jeff Locke is live from the auto show right now. Jeff, what's the fallout there?
I'll tell you, there are a lot of cool cars at the show, Neil, but nobody is talking about the cars. They're all talking about GM and the potential for tariffs, which the president tweeted about today. I'm in the GM exhibit, and curiously enough, we thought this was funny a month or so ago when GM said, we're not going to send any executives to the L.A. show. Maybe they knew what was coming, and they don't want anybody to be here to take the heat. I will say this. The president's tweet today about the 25% tariff on potential European imports being roundly criticized here at the show. I'll just give you one. We talked to the CEO of Volvo, who said, listen, tariffs, we want to get to zero tariffs. We want to get to like 2% tariffs, not 25% tariffs. Here's what he told us.
It would just be bad if those would be pushed up to 25%, bad for consumers mainly.
Even U.S. automakers, which theoretically you'd think might benefit by this. We talked to folks at Lincoln, the newly minted president of Lincoln. She wasn't too thrilled about it either. Listen. Lincoln only makes vehicles in North America, so theoretically you wouldn't be affected by that, and maybe you would even be helped.
Perhaps in that instance, but we also do have our vehicles that we export to China, and that's a very important part of our business as well.
Yeah, you're worried about that, the whole China thing, waiting for news, obviously.
Well, certainly we'd like the governments to work together to solve the tariff issues, because the China and the U.S. economies are very large, important economies, so we'd like to see the resolution.
The president mentioned, Neil, the chicken tax, which I got to be honest with you, I've covered the auto industry for 30-plus years. I'd never heard about the chicken tax. It is indeed something that was established back in the 60s. It's kind of a complicated history of it, but it basically 25% tariff on U.S. light trucks coming into the U.S. from Europe. And the president makes the point that if we did that on cars, maybe we'd make more cars here, because all the trucks we buy now largely come from the U.S. It's not a bad argument. I don't know if it's right, but it's not a bad argument.
So this is an industry that, even though the president sort of was giving and taking something away, the threat yesterday, of course, in GM's case, that look, maybe these subsidies you've been enjoying, they're going to go away, but then offering the possibility of putting tariffs, higher tariffs on imports coming from abroad. Far from the, you would think, a view of American car manufacturers, they didn't like that.
Well, because the auto industry is so interrelated now,
Absolutely.
It's very difficult to separate it all out. And you just, what you think could help you, actually, maybe not. And, prices go up everywhere. What's that do? That makes cars less attractive to buy, period. And, that's obviously got to cut into the bottom line across the board. We all know low tariffs would be the best. But just getting there is the question.
Yeah, just getting there. All right. Thank you, buddy. Jeff Locke,